having that relationship with finances is so important. Once you have a good relationship, we can start building. Everyone, second part of the series. And again, to recap the first video, what we talked about is your relationship with finances. Again, it's really key to understand where you're at with your relationship with finances, because if you don't have a good relationship, it's just not going to work, regardless of whatever else we're going to talk about, even including in this video right now. So the second part is budgeting. It's very much self-explanatory. I am not diving into how I budget and all those things, because this could be a very long video, and there's different ways to budget. From how you allocate your money is going to be a lot different from a 9 to 5 to an entrepreneur, because your money flow might not be as constant or as regimented. So again, very important that your relationship with finances is good, because if it's not, then again, even budgeting is going to suck. Because it if your relationship with money is a bad one, what ends up happening is the mere thought of bringing up budgeting brings people to, you know what? Well, I don't want to. I don't have to. It's not something I was ever going to look into, because I don't like money, and money is a thing that I don't want to deal with. So having that relationship with finances is so important. Once you have a good relationship, we can start building. Now, budgeting, again, only can happen if you believe in what you have and where you're going. So, your budget will reflect what your goals are. If you're looking to travel the world, you're going to have some money set aside, obviously, so you can travel the world. For a lot of people, they just want to have more money than they have month. And that's what budgeting really comes into its own, is when you can allot an amount of money to the things that need to be taken care of versus the things that could be taken care of. Is it a want or is it a need? Now, as humans, you can convince yourself that everything could be a need. However, understanding that not everybody grew up in North America, not everybody has the same experience, not everything is a need. There are certain things that are needs. So, one need, obviously, would be groceries. However, some of those groceries are not necessary. So, if you are budgeting for meals, let's just say, and your groceries, some of those groceries that you're buying right now are not needs, they are wants. Okay, that's a hard lesson for some to learn. However, if you are in a cost cutting measures to be able to have more money than month, you need to make some of those tough decisions. But again, if your relationship with money sucks, you're always going to convince yourself that, oh, you know what? Yeah, those bags of chips, yeah, that was a need. When in actual fact, it really wasn't. Now, I'm not picking on diets. I'm not suggesting that, people that don't know how to budget have a horrible diet. That's not what I'm saying at all. So don't read into this. This is just my opinion. Again, it's important that you understand that your budget needs to reflect your goals. And if it doesn't, then I mean, maybe budgeting isn't a good step yet. Maybe you need to go back to the first video about why your relationship with money is important. Because again, in this series, we're going to talk about other things like investing, and all of this, quite honestly, is pointless unless your relationship with finances is important and defined for you. And if it's not, again, it's going to fall on deaf ears. I could give you the best advice, financially speaking, about the things that you need and the things that you should be looking at. But you know what? If you don't care, it's not going to happen. So a lot of the time, that's what I find. People just aren't ready. And so if you're not ready, that's okay too. Not everyone moves at the same speed. Not everybody looks for the same things. And I understand. However, let's make it clear. Your budget can only be a budget that you follow if your relationship with money is good. And if it's not, go back to looking at your relationship with money and get that straightened out. Now, everyone's going to have ebbs and flows, things are going to happen. But again, if your relationship with your finances is a good one, you will actually be able to steady the boat, go through the ups and the downs because of you're not looking at money the same way that most people are now. And that is important. So again, I'm not this video was never about how to budget and how much you should be allotting to this or that or whatever, because every budget's going to be different. Now, if you guys do want some sort of specific videos like this, that's not going to be me, because I do this for my clients when I sit with them personally. And again, this is not about my business, but again, it's that important that you have somebody maybe to come in on an outside source to look at your budget that you want to allocate certain funds to, that doesn't have an emotional attachment to the money that you are making. That's why it's important to have an outside resource to be able to look at a budget if you can't get your budget together. Now, there are people that struggle with budgeting and where to allocate things on, and I totally get it. But again, if their relationship with their finances is a good one, they will find the money that's necessary to be able to do the things that they want. You're doing it already in most cases. You're just not doing it the way they were supposed to, and then having the problem that you have more month than money, right? So again, having that relationship with your finances is really important, and then you can budget, and then all the other things. So I would appreciate your thoughts on budgeting and where your relationship with money is, so that we can go and help more people. Again, that's what these videos are for. So look for the video next week. We're going to get into another subject that, again, is going to be pointless to you unless your relationship with finances is a good one. So now we have your relationship with finances is good. Now we're budgeting. What do you think is next? See you next week. Don't forget to like and subscribe.